Nerd alert, dork face.
I am not a loser. I just have a bad haircut.
Kind of a major dork.
Oh, nerds.
If you're into science, tech, or unique hobbies, you're listening to the right show. On Get Nerdy With It, we interview nerds talking about their passions. This is Get Nerdy With It.
Welcome to Get Nerdy With It, episode number 50. Wow, 50 episodes already, my gosh. And this is recorded on Wednesday, December 17th, 2014. I am your host, Jennifer Ruggiero, and we have our amazing co-host back with us tonight, Mr. Andrew Nelson. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, it's been a while. It feels like it's been a while. When was the last time I was on?
It has been, I don't know. It's been, because we've been kind of spotty with our shows lately due to work and obligations, but yeah, I think it's been like a couple of months. Yeah, maybe. It's been too long. So you're back. How are you doing?
Good, and yourself?
I'm well, thanks. Anything exciting happening?
Not really. I got a ski trip planned in a couple weeks.
Nice, nice. Yep. And you're doing a climb as well, Mount Washington climb, a midnight climb.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I like how I skipped over that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'll be on hopefully the first group of people to summit Mount Washington in 2015. Be exciting.
That will be exciting. I know. You got to be careful because we want you back. So. And we also have Mr. Christopher Rizzo back with us tonight. Hello, Christopher.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, Andrew? Jennifer?
Hey, doing well. How
Good.
are you?
Pretty good. Yeah, it hasn't been so long for me. I was on, like 2 weeks ago?
About 2 weeks ago, yeah.
I've been to Vermont back and forth twice in that 2 weeks. So,
Are you twice?
Yeah, I've been there twice. Back from, to Atlanta, back to Vermont, back to Atlanta, back to Vermont, back to Atlanta again.
Wait,
and then I'll be leaving again in like another week to go back and pick my daughter up.
Are you driving or are you...
well, next time I'll be flying. These past 2 times, yes, I was driving.
Oh my gosh.
Where at, Vermont?
Killington.
Oh, okay. So
Now,
it's about an hour north of where I am right now.
Yep, that's right. Well, I was living there, and back in Georgia for a few more months, and I'll be back in Killington. So, looking forward to that.
Awesome. Yeah, I love it up here. It's a great state.
Andrew's been trying to talk me to move up there, Christopher. Should I move up there with you guys?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
It'd be like a big old party.
Yeah. And so, well, that's awesome. You guys will be... Well, you're definitely moving back up, right?
Yes, I definitely am. I just have to wait till February, I think it's the 16th or 17th. Then I can, because it's really hard to find places up there because of all the tourists and stuff, because it is a ski resort area. Mm-hmm. So any place that I look, I'm just going to rent for now. And it's really expensive to buy something up there. Most of the condos, like their homeowner association fees are like $750, $800 a month.
What?
That's just for the
homeowners. Just for the homeowners.
Every month, yeah. That's not including any mortgage or whatever that you might have. That's just the homeowners association fee, and really expensive. So.
Mine is like $120 a month for my homeowners.
Yeah, that's what my aunt said. My aunt, she lives down here in Atlanta, and I think she pays $300 for the year. I'm like, what?
That's it? Oh
yeah, so I pay that like every week. It seems like.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous with my studio apartment here. I told Jennifer the other day how much I pay for my studio apartment. She almost choked on her tongue.
Yeah, Vermont's very expensive.
I can't believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's extremely expensive.
So if I come up there, I would definitely need some type of raise then.
Well, I mean, the pay for most jobs is going to be more inevitably.
Yeah.
Just because the cost of living is higher.
That's true. It would have to be. So, yeah, my gosh. Well, it must be an awesome place if both of you guys want to live up there, and so. And
I love it.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
I wouldn't want to live anywhere else, at least not in the U.S., other than maybe San Francisco. That'd probably be the only place that I would want to live other than Vermont.
Yeah, San Francisco is just, the vibe up there is just, the entire tech vibe, right? So it feels good up there. But, yeah.
I've considered it.
You've considered San Francisco too? Yeah.
Yeah, I actually applied to a few jobs in Irvine a couple months ago.
Oh, yeah? So it's a little bit down south, yeah. Irvine's a nice area.
I never really put too much effort into it. I never followed up or anything like that, but I haven't heard from anyone. But the thought was there.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a nice place to live. There's a lot of opportunities out there, and So warmer than Vermont, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, I thought that on this show, since it is the end of 2014 almost, that we would talk about some of the top tech stories of 2014. And there's been quite a few of them. And so it was kind of hard just to narrow it down, to the top ones. But for starters, I thought maybe we'd talk about Uber and the whole news about Uber. It's been all over the news lately. And, they've had really quite the bumpy ride, and if people don't know exactly what has happened, and you just Google Uber, you'll find everything on it. And in short, there were some executives that were, how do I phrase this? They basically represented,
spotty.
Yeah, they're a little bit spotty, shady, represented things in a way they probably shouldn't have, and went after some tech reporters in a way they should not have as well. So they came out in the news with that. But then after that, they still moved forward with this cash investment. And it was how much now? It's $1 billion cash injection is what they got. And that helped them launch, and totally now they're going to be actually right now in 190 cities in 29 countries throughout the year. And so the business Uber, the startup before, is now valued at $40 billion. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
Not too bad.
Yeah. And so they actually said that, no, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. According to the CEO of Uber, Travis Kalanick, he says that now today they're actually in over 250 cities in 50 countries, and they're 6 times bigger today than they were a year ago. So that's crazy.
It's absolutely amazing. I was in a cab earlier this week, maybe like 4 days ago or something like that, and I think I told you this earlier too. The driver told me, he was like, "Yeah, I'm quitting. I'm going to go and work for Uber in a couple days." And I was like, "Oh, this is really getting big." Because I didn't hear about it until recently, maybe like within the past 6 months.
Yeah.
I've never really used it. I've never seriously considered it, but I mean, apparently it's the thing to do now.
Yeah, you probably haven't had a need to really, except for when you're traveling for work. But yeah, evidently so. I think everyone. I even looked in little Greensboro, North Carolina, and Uber's here too. So it's really taken off. It's
especially if it's stealing employees from other cab companies.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of employees. And evidently, some of the rumors that were around them was that they were trying to get the business from Lyft, and Lyft is their competitor, Lyft, and they would actually book rides with Lyft and then try to get the drivers to come over to Uber. So I don't know, that's a rumor. I don't know if they really did that or not, but anyway, they're saying that they're going to, in 2015, generate over 1 million jobs. I don't know if that's right. Could that be right? That doesn't seem right. It says 1 MM jobs. It's got to be million, right? Jobs in cities around the world. I guess so.
It stands for micro million. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, MM. What's MM?
That does seem like a lot of jobs, though.
Yeah. And that can't be right, a million. It doesn't make sense.
Where is the second M in that? Like, the million? Like,
yeah, where's this M? I mean, I don't know. This is a blog entry coming from the CEO himself, and I don't know, 1 mm. I mean, I'm going to Google that. We should know this, you guys, but 1 mm.
It's like February with the extra R, like where you don't, I guess.
1 millimeter. Okay, what is 1 mm in dollars? Oh, here we go. What is 1 mm in dollars? 1 mm in dollars is $1
multi-million.
$1 million. It's $1 million. We're right.
Oh, so MM just means million.
So MM is million, yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's strange because there's only 1 M in million.
I've only seen it used with like a capital M. I've never seen like 2 lowercase M's.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But that's a lot of jobs. 1 million jobs?
It is a crap load of jobs.
Gosh.
I guess think about every city like that has Uber, or every city that will have it. I mean,
yeah.
It's really, I guess it's a lot. I guess. I don't know. I wonder when they're going public. That would be the stock to get. I feel bad for them because I think it's wrong for like the way they're, I don't know, like politicking or policing the service with politics, and you got the cab drivers like boycotting them and blocking up streets everywhere. Imagine if like say like a restaurant chef, if if they boycotted because we went to a grocery store to shop for our own food, or if we had someone cut our hair, like I had a friend cut our hair, and all of a sudden all these people were like, no, the barber shop, we're not going to cut anyone's hair, we're going to boycott and clog the street up because you cut your hair at home or you had a friend do it. If the people are paying taxes for the work they're doing, I don't see why anyone should have a say so. It's kind of like Airbnb when people rent their home out. Mm-hmm. If they pay the tax for doing it, I don't see why like the hotel industry needs to get involved. It's nobody's business. If it's my home, I should be able to do what I want to do with it.
Be able to do whatever you want to. Exactly.
That's just my opinion, but.
Oh.
Exactly, and I agree. It seems like people are scared of, this is progress, it's progressive, and a lot of people are scared of things like that. And if it's more effective, why not just let go and let it do its thing? It doesn't really matter that it's capitalism. If you're going to put businesses out of business, maybe they should have ran a better business. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, taxis are so expensive. Like I was just in Syracuse and took a taxi. It was like, I want to say about like $7 a mile or $6 a mile. It was something like that. Crazy. I went like 5 miles. It was like $20 or something. And, the first mile was like the most expensive. I don't even remember what that was, but I was like, wow. And then, Airbnb, or not Airbnb, Uber and Lyft and all that. I don't know what they were charging up there. I looked at the Uber and I didn't see anything in the area while I was there, mm-hmm. but I know it's a lot cheaper than what the taxis are charging.
I read an article somewhere saying that the price actually fluctuates based on the supply of drivers and the demand for rides. So if there's more people demanding and not enough drivers and the wait times go up, they'll jack the price up for a little bit, to give the drivers incentive to go out and drive, collect that extra money. And then when there's not many rides and a lot of drivers, the prices will go down.
That makes sense. I can see it working that way. And I guess they probably, with the system that they built, that they have this network where they can see that and adjust the price. Really, the system they built is pretty smart, Even that GodView tool, they have that tool, and they have this called GodView. Have you guys heard about that?
Yeah, I was just going to say that. That's how they collect all this data, too. And that started a big controversy, too, because mm-hmm. managers, executives, and things like that could basically spy on the drivers and see what they're doing.
Yeah, spy on them and see what they're doing, or see where everyone is and see where the passengers are, and so that's interesting. But actually, it's kind of cool too at the same time. It's so I feel like you guys. I don't think that people should try to. Yeah, they shouldn't be afraid of it, and then also the fact that Germany and the UK and there's some states here that are filing injunctions against them. They don't want them operating, and I guess it's really the taxi cab drivers that are upset. But you know what? They've had a monopoly on it for so long, and they've just ripped us off for so long. So, in my opinion, I'm just going to say screw the cab drivers. I'm not the drivers, but the cabbie companies, the cab companies.
That's a little mean.
Not the drivers, but the companies. That's what I'm going to say. They've been monopolizing the whole thing, just like the cable companies, just like it's terrible. So good for Uber and Lyft, and evidently there's another one called Sidecar. Good for these companies for causing some disruption, and I think that's an awesome trend.
And if it can spread like that, it must be something good.
Yeah. Evidently, everyone's loving it. Everyone's using it. So, And then there's also, Christopher, you had mentioned Airbnb. And Airbnb is another kind of a new thing. I don't know how long it's been around. I think probably a few years. But where people can just rent their house out. And if you go on a vacation, you can easily find a room or a place to rent via Airbnb. And now I think there are some people
really
that
cool.
are...
I've actually never heard of that.
Oh, yeah. It's super cool. Yeah, it's really cool. But I believe there's some type of legality around it that they're actually trying to take down Airbnb as well. There's people that are upset, businesses that are upset with the disruption of that Airbnb is causing, the fact that they can get affordable places to stay that are really nice, and it's taken the spot of real estate, and I get not real estate necessarily, but the hotels.
So stupid. If you have it, you can use it however you want.
Exactly.
Yeah, I actually used Airbnb for the first time about 2.5 weeks ago. The first time I went to Vermont.
Oh yeah.
And I stayed at the resort on Pico. In Vermont, that's the little town is. I think it's called Minden, Vermont. It's right outside of Killington, and they couldn't get a room. And I just happened to, let me look on Airbnb, and I found someone. I paid $99 a night, and every hotel in that area was about probably about $200 or $220 a night. And I found a 2-bedroom condo. The person owned it. They rent out for the ski season for $99 on a weekend. Are you
kidding me? Oh,
so $99 a night.
That is awesome. How was it? How are the amenities? Did you have to clean up afterwards, or did they have cleanup service?
I did clean up, but I didn't have to. But I wouldn't even hardly there, so I really didn't make a mess. But I did, make the bed back and, kind of pick up after myself. I mean, I didn't eat there or anything like that. I just basically took a shower and slept, and, but I was pretty much gone the 2 days that I did stay there. Mm-hmm. But
it's a really cool service, though. I'm gonna have to try it out sometime.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
One of the cool things when you're in Vermont, look for the tree house. There's someone there in Vermont. I forget the city, but they actually have tree houses that you can rent out for the weekend. It's on Airbnb. There's actually about 3 or 4 of them, and they're really cool.
Really?
Yep. So it's like an actual tree house that they've built, like somewhere in Vermont. I don't know, like central Vermont somewhere.
That's awesome.
And, it's like a huge tree house, like a fancy tree house too.
Yeah. Andrew, you need to look that up, okay?
Yeah, I will. You mean like right now?
Not right now. Not right now. After the show. Yeah. So that's really cool. I'd love to see that. That sounds.
Maybe
really
I'll just
awesome.
go stay there one weekend just for fun.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, that sounds really fun. And then there's like another one. So for Airbnb, I wish, by the way, let me just say, I wish I had used this when I was in Italy over the summer, because we ran into some friends in Italy conveniently, because, not that we bumped into them, but we knew they were there. And so everyone all got together, and these friends were saying, that they use Airbnb for their entire European vacation. And they just really saved a lot more money than, whatever I spent on a hotel. So
how does that work? Does the app convert the currency for you and everything? Like if you're in a different country?
I don't know if it would convert it or not. I would imagine if you're out there, you're going to be purchasing in euros. And so maybe when you're here doing it, I would think it would convert it over. But I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know.
That'd be interesting. Maybe you have to actually go to a bank to get your currency converted and then deposit that into the app, which is weird because you can't shove dollar bills in there. You're gonna have to have an account that it can draw from. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but it seems.
Or maybe it just uses you just put your Visa card in there or something like that, and which is fine to use everywhere. I don't know how it works, but. Then there's another, speaking about disruptive apps, there's another one called Haystack. Have you guys heard of that?
I have not.
That is a parking app. So what it does is it lets users know when they're leaving a space, and they can somehow sell that space for a fee. I don't know how, but they're trying to shut it down because evidently it's been disruptive, and it's getting
really cool, though.
Yeah, and it's getting in place of the parking lot people.
But again, that's one of those things I can see if you're hey, I'm at an apartment and there's a shitload of parking spots here, excuse my language, but hey, come take one of my parking spots. But if it's your property, it's your house, you have a driveway, why can't you allow people to park there for a small fee?
Yeah, you can.
You own it.
If there's a golf tournament going on in your neighborhood or something, or I don't know, something happening and you want to use that space at your place for parking, why not?
And I can see how it's invasive or disruptive or whatever they call it, but that's, it's using your resources.
It would be cool if you were a college student, because and you could use something like this to lease off your parking space to people and share the parking space between I don't know, but I guess you can't get away with that in college. Because
Yeah,
I think it's
if
more
you're
stringent.
buying the spot, they probably don't want you to resell
No,
the spot for
probably
more
not.
or something
No,
like that. Or
probably
like if
not.
I went on Airbnb and said, "Hey, I'm not going to be at my apartment for 2 weeks because I'm going on business. Hey,
That's
want to
true.
sublet?"
That's true.
Because that's against my lease, you know.
That's true. Yeah, so I heard about this, and I'd be interested just to check it out and see what it's all about. And then there's Instacart, which I've been waiting for them to come out here, but they're not here yet. But that's a grocery delivery service where you can just kind of shop and have everything delivered to your front door. Kind of like, what was that one out in D.C. that did that? I forgot.
I'm not sure.
There was one in D.C. that did it. Peapod or I forgot. But anyway, and that was around a few years ago. But this is an app called Instacart, and you can do your shopping, and they deliver it to your door, which I think is awesome.
Chris just sent us the link for the treehouse.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
a treehouse.
That's sweet.
There's another one on there too that's like $90, but it's not as nice as the one that I put.
Oh my
So cool.
God! How far is this from you, Andrew?
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
I think Lincoln is right. I think it's actually by me. I think it's by Killington.
Killington? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I know they
so
have the Lincoln
cute.
Bridge, which is like Stockbridge and Woodstock, and it's going toward Queechee. It's right outside of that. If that's the same place, I'm not sure. I'm probably way off, but I know they have the Lincoln covered bridge there, so maybe the
It's
same.
actually Lincoln's actually south of me. It's down near Middlebury and Virginies.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm wrong then.
So
It's so cute.
it's about 45 minutes south of me.
Oh, it's not bad.
What are you in, Burlington?
Right outside of Burlington and Williston, yeah.
Oh, Williston. Okay. Yep. Where the Best Buy is, right?
Yes, I could actually walk there.
Yeah, it's where I go to. Well, a lot of times I'll go to. Well, I'm not going to get into that. Well, I don't want to hijack the show talking about Best Buy.
That's the Best Buy you shop at when you're there.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Small world. And then there's a service now. I think that you guys might like this as well. I wouldn't mind it. I think it's kind of cool. Drizly, and it is an alcohol delivery startup. And
And it's legal?
yeah, it's
Interesting.
legal. Yeah, Drizly, Drizly. So all these on-demand, it's basically an on-demand economy, and that's, I think, the big news story of 2014. One of the big news stories is the fact that we have this on-demand stuff that's really coming to the forefront, and we're all able to participate in these modern conveniences through apps on our phones and just make the world easier and simpler for us.
I wonder who'll have the first like marijuana delivery, like the Whizzle or something, the Whizzle for Shizzle or something like,
I still want, I want my I want my sushi delivery. I just want sushi delivery. If I could just get sushi delivered with a phone, I'd be happy.
All right, I tell you what, Jennifer, you come up here to Vermont, and this would be the perfect place to start that marijuana delivery business.
The marijuana, but I don't smoke
And then
pot.
we can work it into the sushi
And
afterwards.
work into sushi.
Could
So
convert.
we could do both. Like, since people will get hungry after they smoke, then
Exactly.
yeah. Is it legal up there or no?
not yet.
Not in Vermont. In Maine. Maine is the legal state around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, see, I don't know. I should keep up with that stuff, but I don't. All right, next topic. Next
Yeah,
news story.
let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
So another big story of 2014 was the WhatsApp story when Facebook spent a huge,
Ridiculous amount of money.
$16 billion on WhatsApp. And did
It's
you?
not even a good app.
No, I never use it. I mean,
Those 500 million users they have are probably, I bet like 80% of them are inactive.
yeah, that's a lot of users. Now, there's a lot of people overseas that use it, so it's a widely used app in other markets and other areas rather than the United States. So I think in the United States, not that many people use it, but it's mainly all overseas. And why that is interesting how the adoption is different in other areas around the country, But so I installed it a long time ago just because someone, hey, you have it, you need it, get it. So if I'm like, all right, fine, I'll get it. And then I deleted it. And then again, like a year ago, someone asked me, a coworker, and I was like, all right, I'll install it. And then I deleted it. And I just don't see the purpose personally, but if Facebook can now get all these users for $16 billion, I'm not sure what they're going to do with it, with this app, but they did buy it. I guess they have the money and they want to expand their hold on the world. So
I wonder what percentage of people didn't already have a Facebook account that used WhatsApp. I mean, I imagine it can't be too high because, I mean, there's like 1.5 billion people that use Facebook or something, or at least have accounts. I mean, I can't see how many people that don't actually have a Facebook account that were on that service. But whatever.
There's one more thing in the article that kind of caught my attention too. That I didn't really right here. I'm highlighting it if you can see it, but Mark Zuckerberg saying that people don't really use Facebook Messenger for quick back and forth conversations. I don't know. What do you think that means? Because I think I'm misunderstanding it.
That doesn't make sense to me because we all use it regularly as back and forth conversations constantly, you know?
Yeah.
And actually, I think it was actually $22 billion that they purchased it for. I got the amount wrong. $16 billion isn't correct. It's $22 billion.
That's even more ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm curious. It says they have 500 million users worldwide with fast growth in countries like Brazil, India, Mexico, and Russia. And maybe Facebook just does not have a huge place in those markets, in those areas. So that's why they did it. I still don't know.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when WhatsApp first came out, the point of it was to bypass the SMS fees that carriers had.
That's right.
So people would pass on the SMS feature on their phone and just get WhatsApp, so they could text each other for free over
data.
Over some sort of data.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, exactly. And it's interesting. I guess maybe people just kind of get in with one network and they just kind of get stuck with it, and then everyone kind of adopts to it, and perhaps that's what has happened in these countries. Versus with us, we have. Some of us are on Hangouts, some are on Messenger, Facebook Messenger, some are using iMessage, some are using, there's so many, there's of different ones out here, and we're all kind of in different spots. But I don't know, maybe that's...
What is the deal with the green icon for all the messaging apps? Like, why does everyone use the same green? Like,
are they all green?
Hangouts are the same green. WhatsApp is green.
Is WhatsApp green?
iOS messaging. A matter of fact, the WhatsApp looks like they took the iPhone phone app and the iPhone messages app or iOS messages app and like combined them into one. Like it's the same exact green, the same white, the same phone icon, and then the message icon that encircles it is just a little bit different.
I don't know.
I've never used it. I know one thing, when you search for, or if you look at all the apps, at least on the iPhone that Facebook has, and they have about 10 of them or 11 of them, WhatsApp doesn't show up. So it's still like kind of like Instagram, where it's like a separate company.
Yeah, so it's not showing like owned by Facebook.
Yeah, it doesn't show as a Facebook
in the App Store.
Company.
Interesting. Wonder if that will change eventually.
I wonder why they don't just merge that with like Facebook Messenger or vice versa. One thing I hate about Facebook Message app, whatever it is that it's like a separate app now, where it used to be like integrated into one. It's kind of irritating, like to have to open up a second app
for it to go back and forth like that.
Yeah, because I'll tap, like I'll see, like if I'm on Facebook, which I'm not really ever on Facebook, but if I am on there on my phone and someone sends me a message, it'll pop up, and then I'll tap it, and then it's like opening this other app, and it's like exiting Facebook, opening the messaging app, and then I have to like close that one to go back. It's like really I don't know. It's not very convenient, and it's just kind of, I don't know. It feels like something that should have happened like in 2009 or 2010.
It's not pretty. I don't like the way they separated either, and I know why. Evidently, the whole reason why they separated was because they wanted to take further control of your phone and use Facebook Messenger as your SMS app as well. And where you can integrate your SMS and use that with it. So that's what they want to do. And I've never allowed that personally. Have you guys allowed that for that feature?
No, I don't. I use I just use iMessage for everything, basically.
Yeah, kind of like Google Hangouts, right? They try to do the same thing to make it so you use Hangouts for your SMS.
Yeah, I really hate what they did. I really hate what Google did too, combining all the different services like Google Chat, Google Voice. I don't Hangouts, all like in one app. I mean, it's cool that it's all integrated or whatever, but I just kind of liked having the separate like Google Voice app.
Oh yeah, I still use Google Voice separately. I don't really use it, and I disabled it. I still use it separately, personally. Yeah. No, I feel the same way. So, any other
I
thoughts?
think I use Facebook Messenger more than anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I mean, what really I think is very surprising is with all these alternative forms of instant communication, how many people still have pay extra on their phone plan to get SMS. If there's so many other ways of, sending pictures, sending files, sending anything.
And I wonder, do other carriers, because, for people that don't know, my daytime job, I work for Sprint, and so all I know is that. Now, it's always unlimited SMS, so it's not, I don't understand what the issue is, except for if I'm texting to someone in another country. And if that's the case, then I use Hangouts or iMessage or Messenger or something like that,
Before I switched to Sprint, which, I don't know, how long ago was that? A couple of years now?
Yeah, I think so.
At that time, Verizon was charging an extra $10 on your bill to have SMS service.
Was it unlimited, or was it limited?
I think there was a $20 unlimited. The $10
wow.
paid, 500 or something.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, AT&T, actually, I have the family share plan because I have 5 lines. Mm-hmm. They actually give me the unlimited text messaging, but if you don't have like a family share line, they still charge for it. I believe it's like, I want to say $20 unlimited and $5 for, maybe 100 or 200 messages or something like that.
Yeah.
Because when I got the iPhone 6, I guess it was, about 6 weeks ago or something, 5-6 weeks ago, and I changed to the family share plan, and I was paying before because I never used their message. I always used iMessage, so there was no charge. I just, circumvent like their little fees, and the only time I would get like an actual, like, I guess SMS or text message that came through AT&T would be like if they sent me one, your bill's ready to pay or something. Mm-hmm. But everyone else, just whatever would send iMessage to me.
Yeah.
Even the Sprint text messages that come in to like remind you when your bill is due and like other news and things like that still say Sprint free message on them, even though I'm pretty sure all of it's free.
It is free, yeah, exactly. That's interesting that it does that. I guess, yeah. I don't know. Hopefully one day it will be unlimited for everyone for SMS. You would think it would. I mean, it can't take that much room. It's got to be inexpensive.
People are still paying for it though, so why change?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's like the guy Carlos Slim. He's like the richest guy in the world, or he was. I don't know if he still is, but he's like the Mexican communications guy or whatever, like for in Mexico, and he got like his billions of dollars. He would charge, like, if I sent you a text message, it would charge me for sending it, and it would charge you for receiving it. Like, so even if you didn't want it, you were still getting charged.
You got charged when you receive it.
Yeah. It's like, I was like, what? I read an article, I don't know, maybe like a year ago on him, and was like, wow, that's pretty slick way to
make money,
squeeze money out of people.
No, that's right. I know, because the same thing. Like when I was overseas, the same thing happened when I would get a text. I was like, oh gosh, I don't want to get a text because then I'll end up being charged an international SMS. So the same thing. It's crazy how that is, but oh well, yeah. Well, also speaking about phones and all that fun stuff, also in the news for 2014, one of the bigger stories was the Apple Pay story, and how they're saying that Apple Pay is kind of reinventing or launching mobile payments, which we've had mobile payments through NFC with Google Wallet for a few years, but now with Apple on board, it has really become more of a thing. It really was a huge news story. For whatever reason, whenever Apple's on board with something, it becomes something else. It actually reaches another level. So this launch, and I was actually happy to see it launch, and they launched it with the release of the iPhone 6 and the 6 Plus, and they call it Apple Pay, and it does require an NFC-enabled Apple device, and they have partnered with over 500 banks, or no, more than that, I think. I forgot how many banks, but yeah.
More than 500 is what.
More than 500?
Says,
okay. Yeah, and are growing even further as far as the different vendors that work with Apple Pay. So the nice thing regarding security with Apple Pay that's a little bit different is that you enter your credit or debit card information, but Apple will actually replace that info with a unique token that is stored encrypted, and that way your information is never stored on your device or in the cloud. So that makes it a little bit more secure, a little bit more safe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you have to have your fingerprint for it to work. I actually used it this past Saturday to buy the microphone I'm talking on now.
Oh, did you?
The first time I've used it at Starbucks, but that was more of the using the Starbucks app, even though I have the Starbucks stuff, or I have the gift card in my passbook. So I do use passbook for it, but for the actual Apple Pay, yeah. So it's pretty neat. Like you walk into a store and basically pick the card that you're going to use. I've got like 6 cards in my passbook, so I pick the one that I want to use, and it'll slide it to the top, and you just tap the little NFC card reader or the little machine or whatever, and then it'll just prompt you to, authorize it with your fingerprint. So I'll put my fingerprint on it, and it was it. And it emailed me the receipt. I didn't have to do anything. I was in and out like a robbery. It was quick. Like it took all of about 3 seconds.
That's awesome.
To do everything.
Wow. So, okay, so when you were there, and so I know with my Android, for example, it's tap and pay. I tap it, and then the little screen will vibrate and pop up, and I put in my PIN, and bada bing, bada boom, and I'm done. Is it that way also, where you're tapping it and then it pops up automatically, or do you have to trigger something before you tap?
I just picked the card, and I tap my phone.
So you actually have to open an app.
Well, in the Apple Store, you have to. Well, the only reason I opened mine because I have 6 cards in there, so I wanted to make sure that I was paying with the correct card.
You just picked the credit card.
If you didn't, could you just tap it and it just goes?
Yeah, I don't know if it'll ask you which one, though. I actually didn't try that. Maybe I'll try that. I have to go back to the Apple Store and get a cable for this mic. So
there's probably an option in your settings to have the NFC turned on all the time, which unfortunately drains your battery a little more, but it has the capability. You can just tap it whenever you want, and you don't even have to pull it up.
I didn't even see the NFC option in the iPhone settings. I think it's just constantly on. Am I wrong about that?
I don't know.
Are you sure it's not in security, like privacy and security?
I don't know. Let me look. I upgraded to a 6 Plus the other day. I had to do it. You guys, even though I know, Andrew, you were saying the 6, Christopher, you were saying the 6, but actually I like the 6 Plus. I'm so used to big phones. It's not a big deal for me. It does not look enormous at all. It looks normal for me.
So what you can do if you want to just tap it without picking one, you can set your default card. Like if you open the settings app and go to Passbook and tap Passbook, and then just pick your default card, which actually the default card that I have picked is my credit card, and I wouldn't want to use that. I would rather use my debit card.
Yeah, my default is my debit. Yeah,
18% interest or something.
Yeah, you don't want that. Yeah, my default is my debit, but I do not see a place where you can turn off NFC in the phone at all. I think it's constantly on in the iPhone.
Fairly certain the Androids have it. Am I right?
Yeah, the Androids do. You're right. The Androids do, definitely. But maybe I'm wrong. Have you seen it, Christopher?
I have not seen where you can turn it on or off. I have not seen that. I know, like, if I walk into, I know the Bluetooth stuff. If I walk into an Apple store or even Starbucks and my screen is locked, on the bottom left lower corner, right above the little dock bar right there with your apps in it, it'll have an icon. Like, it'll have the Apple icon or have the Starbucks logo or whatever. It'll be in the bottom left to let me know that I'm in a place that accepts Apple Pay or whatever, and it'll show me like discounts. Hey, if you buy something, you get 10% off or whatever it is.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Like I can give you a screenshot of it. I did it the other day, and I think I posted it on Twitter. It was like, it's pretty cool. Way it popped up right when I walked into the store, and it didn't pop up before. Popped up right when I walked in the door. Like
that was the Apple store you're at.
Yeah, and it doesn't in Starbucks.
It's got to be because
Starbucks.
Does Starbucks have iBeacons?
It's
got to be iBeacons then.
Yeah, Starbucks has one, and obviously the Apple Store definitely has it. So
yeah, I know the Apple Store does. I'll have to go shopping in the Apple Store with the phone, just so I can see it pop up, and then I'll try Starbucks too. Yeah. Yeah,
I can send you a link if you want to put it. You can see that I did it on Twitter.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It was pretty neat.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Now, it's interesting, all the news that's kind of circled around this. And the funny thing is with Google Wallet, I actually haven't used it in a while. I used to use it all the time, and then for whatever reason I stopped. I don't know why. I think I I don't know. Maybe it's because I put the fly grip on the back of my phone and gets in the way. I think that's why I did it. Yeah.
I actually just got my Google Wallet debit card 2 or 3 days ago in the mail.
Yeah?
So if I have money like in my Google Wallet account and I want to use like the debit card, which is actually kind of cool because there's no fee to add money to the Google Wallet. And if you're using like one of those like prepaid debit cards or whatever, like, they'll charge you like a reload fee, like $4 or whatever it is. But with Google Wallet, I wouldn't have to do that. You could actually just buy like the Play card or whatever for $50, $100, whatever it is, add it to your Google Wallet account, to your account, and you can use the debit card like anything else. So
oh my God,
with that fee, kind of like a little debit card hack.
I like Google debit card too.
You do too?
It's actually really cool. It doesn't have your name on the front. All the stuff on the back of it. It's really it's one of the nicest looking credit cards or debit cards that I've ever seen. It's like solid white with the wallet logo in the middle. It's really cool looking.
All right, I'm gonna have to do that, you guys. I think probably.
It's real easy. Just go to the Google Wallet website, hit a button, and it gets there in 2 days. It's real nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that then. So I wonder if I can use it against my existing funds that I have in there already.
Depends on what kind of funds they are.
Yeah.
Because it separates it by Google credit funds and by like actual money. So the money that you make off the surveys from Google Rewards, I don't believe counts towards your Google card.
Counts to things that you can buy elsewhere.
It has to be actual money that you transferred into it.
Gotcha. Okay. Good to know.
And that's where the little Google Play card comes in too. So you just buy that, add the money to your account, and then you would have it like you spend it on your debit cards.
Yeah. Because I have a Google Play card that it's been sitting here. I haven't used it it's over a year old. It's $25, and I just haven't had a need for it because I already have like $44 in my Google Wallet, and I just kind of used up those funds, and then I don't know. I just don't find myself using Google Wallet funds.
Yeah, you're like me. I had $200 in my Google Play account for over a year, and so the other day I was like, man, I got to spend this money. So I just went and bought like a bunch of videos. I bought like the Sons of Anarchy season 6, and so I think season 7, and I don't know. I was just buying whatever, just trying to spend it. I bought a couple movies and whatever.
That's funny. That's what I've been using it on too. Also, like if there's something that I cannot access another way, then I'll use my Google Play credit to buy it. So
the funny thing about the Apple Pay was, Apple, I guess, whatever fans or whatever, me included. We don't need NFC. We don't need bigger phones. We don't need this. We don't need that. Now, we have all the stuff, and we're like, yeah, this is awesome, or whatever. And the technology, it's been around, like you said, it's been around quite a while. I think the Nexus 1 or Nexus 2 had NFC?
Yeah. I forgot which Nexus, but the Nexus did, and then all the other phones after that had it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my Nexus 1 had it. I still have the Nexus 1. I need to go look for it, pull it out.
You guys, I was so excited about it. I have a freaking Google Wallet hoodie, that I would wear just because I thought, oh, this is so cool. Because I can now tap and pay. Yeah, I was wearing a Google Wallet hoodie all the time, even at work too, because I'm like,
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I'm such a nerd. So, excuse me. All right, so I guess we'll move on to the next story because we're running a little bit shorter on time. Maybe I might skip one. I'm going to skip the surveillance one about Regan and then go into the right to be forgotten. Okay. So
this is interesting.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. This was a huge news story in 2014, and it's about the EU's right, EU's right to be forgotten ruling, which challenges Google to edit history, and the EU Court of Justice so-called right to be forgotten ruling in May means that Google and other search engine companies face the task of investigating and potentially deleting links to outdated or incorrect information about people if a complaint is made. And the ruling came in response to a complaint lodged by the Spanish national insisting that Google deletes links back to a 1998 newspaper article that contained an announcement for a real estate auction related to the recovery of a Social Security debt owned by this man. So the complaint noted that the issue had been resolved, and they actually had to fought to get this removed from the search results. So it's quite an interesting task. They have had over 170,000 requests now to delist search results that covered over 580,000 links. And they're saying that the headaches are just starting and that delinking must be applied to all international domains, not just sites within the region. So it's, if something happens and it's out there, sure, a lot of people, I would imagine, probably have information that might be hurting their reputation, or maybe it's incorrect information. If it's truly incorrect information, I would want it to be pulled down too. If it's
incorrect, I could see that, but
I don't see what they're making Google delink it. They should go to the site that has the information.
Yeah, that doesn't.
It doesn't seem fair to me. Again, I don't know. The way Europe handles things regarding American companies, I'm totally against it and disagree with everything that they do because. I don't know. I don't think they should be going after Google on this. Google's just a search engine. It just crawls the web to find whatever information it finds. And I think, if you want something removed, you should go to the source. Don't blame Google for it. And then what about Bing or Yahoo or DuckDuckGo or, Siri? If I ask Siri to search something, of course she's just going to, go look at Google or Yahoo or Bing, but I'm just saying, I don't know that.
So this guy that's in question, basically what happened was he owed the government money and his house foreclosed because of it, and he was complaining that was in a newspaper.
I guess that it was showing up in
the newspaper.
That it was showing up in search results. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, yeah.
But honestly, even if it is there, people are going to see it and be like, "Oh, this happened back in 1998. Who the hell cares?" I don't know this guy.
Yeah.
What's the big deal?
I don't know. Unless I guess you're a big name and if he's, someone important, or not that everyone's important, you know what I mean? But somebody high profile, maybe someone that's a high profile person, or
well,
I don't know.
Recording history has been around for a while. So I guess I don't see the issue.
Yeah, it is. You're right. And I agree with both of you. Google is just a search engine. It's crawling the internet. It's storing the links and bringing up the search results for us. So they really need to get after the sites to take down that content rather than Google for searching it.
The funny part about it is the Spanish national guy, now all the stuff that was hidden, now it's all over the internet because that he wanted the right to be forgotten. I never would have heard of this guy, but now I know all about him.
Exactly.
He's a deadbeat guy that doesn't pay his taxes. Never heard of him before. Thank you.
That's funny. That's so funny. The only thing I can think of is if there's if someone were to derogatorily post something, negative, someone posts something negative about you that's untrue, and it's up there on the internet, just a bunch of lies about you. I could see that.
Well, that's something completely different, though. That's slander.
Yeah, that's slander.
We already have a lot for that.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess I don't really see the whole point of this.
Yeah, that's why it's such a huge topic, because it's everyone's like, is this right? Can they really ask Google to do this? And evidently so, because now they have to give in and do this. So, yeah.
Well, that's Europe for you.
Yeah, it's hilarious. All the links are gonna, they're gonna come to relevance now that the guy did all this.
But. I know, right? That's true. That's true. Everyone's gonna be like, "Who's this guy? Let me look him up." Oh, you did that. Exactly. It's classic. So, anyway, so those are some of the top stories of 2014. I'm looking forward to 2015 and seeing what is next and what we're going to be up against, and if it'll be a fun year in tech, and hopefully so.
Times are moving fast.
They are.
Except for cell phones.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, cell phones are all the wearables. Today I tweeted something. Tommy Hilfiger has a jacket that has solar panels in it that when you put your phone in your pocket, it charges it. And I was like, man, wearables just became very uncool. You're walking around with solar panels in the back of your jacket.
Oh my god, that's funny.
That is pretty cool, though.
Yeah,
in concept. I bet if I saw it, I'd be like, wow, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But.
Yeah, I could see that. If you're out like hiking or something, you're outside, and you really need, some charge, I would use something like that. I would totally buy like a ski jacket or an outdoor jacket with solar panels inside there.
No, look at this link here. You would wear this, Jen? There's no way I would wear this. I just sent the link to you.
All right, let me see. Okay.
There's no way I would wear that anywhere. Put that in the show notes because if you would wear that around, I would laugh at you.
No, I'm not wearing that. Are you kidding me? What the? TF?
Hashtag TF.
Hashtag TF. What in the world? That's horrible. Yeah, this is going in the show notes. Oh, my God. That's crazy. Oh, okay. So anyway, people that are not looking at this, this is a jacket that has on the back these strips of solar panels on it. I mean, and they look like solar panels. I was thinking that it might have been kind of hidden, like a piece of fabric on top where this kind of hidden and it kind of goes through the fabric to get to the solar panels, but evidently not. And that looks like, I don't know, something out of Tron or something, or,
no, it doesn't look that cool.
That's horrible. Yeah, no, I would not wear that. No, thank you. So, yeah, so wearables, I guess the new Apple Watch will be coming out soon. But you're right, Andrew, there's not really anything new with phones at all.
It's the same thing. It's like, hey, look, a computer in my hand. Look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you said the other day, we need to get like holographics or something like that to beef them up, to, get to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, we really need some changes. Yeah, definitely. Because this stuff doesn't excite me anymore. I do love this new phone, but I don't get excited the way I used to. Like a few years ago, I used to be like, a new phone. And now it's kind of like, okay, this is another one.
It's a little different, but it does the same thing.
Yeah. I do like how fast they are. I do like the battery life, but it's interesting that, that they, like my G3 has like 3 gigs of RAM in it, right? So it's amazing. It's super fast. I love it. And so I do like that. I like how responsive. I like the fact that we can do a lot more with them than we could a couple of years ago because there's more RAM, because it's more robust, because it operates faster, the graphics are better, and I like that. So I am excited about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, your iPhone still has 1 gig.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, what's up with that? I don't get that at all. That's crazy. They're saving it for next year, that's why. So
that's a feature. That's a feature.
Yeah, it's a
you get 2 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
It's faster than ever. It has more memory than ever.
You want 2 gigs of RAM? Extra $100.
Actually, the RAM is like 129, I think, for every gig.
129,
or something like that. Yeah, it's like a weird number like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's funny. Gosh. Well, let's go ahead and get into our picks of the week.
All right.
Okay, so I'll go through mine first, and mine is.
I'm supposed to have a pick of the week. Hold on.
You can go last if you don't have one. That's okay. That's okay if you don't have one. So mine is an app called. Can I say this word on the air? I guess I can, right? I mean, it's not.
Or you just be like, yo, beep.
Yo, B. Okay. So it's an app called Yo, B-I-T-C-H, right? And so this is by Aaron Paul. And Aaron Paul is the dude, Jesse, from Breaking Bad. And that was one of his trademark sayings, like, yo, And so he was asked to do this over and over. Every time people would run into him, they'd say, hey, call me this, say this to me, and he would. And so after the Yo app came out, I guess he decided, hey, why don't I make an app that's similar but better because it's more fun and more stupid. And so he created this Yo, B-I-T-C-H app, and it's an iOS app. It is coming to Android in 2015. And it's the funniest thing because you can send people that have this app random messages that say, like, season's greetings, B-I-T-C-H, or, like, what else? I don't know.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, bitch. Yeah. Buenos dias, bitch. Yeah, so it's so funny. Just at random times, I'll get these messages coming through on my phone. And I laugh every time they come through. I mean, it works. It makes me giggle. It kind of brightens the mood. Of course, you don't want to be in an environment that would not tolerate something like that. So just be wary of the environment you're in. The app
just makes it funnier though.
It does, right? Yeah. Like when we
caught
were
me off guard the first time your phone did.
I know.
Thought it was hilarious though.
Yeah, we went. Christopher Andrew came out to. We went and did Mount Mitchell, and that's where we heard it first on the way to Mount Mitchell. Yeah, or on the way back from Mount Mitchell or something. Yeah, very very funny. So the app is free, and there are in-app purchases. So if you want to get more language packs or more greetings rather, to expand your library of greetings for you to send to other people, to your friends, you can do that. And have you tried it, Christopher? Because you have an iPhone. So have you tried this app?
No, I have not tried it. I've seen it and I was going to download it, and I ended up not doing it. I don't know why. I think I went out of town right when it launched or something. And just never got around to doing it. But I've seen him playing with it. I think it was on Vine, maybe on Instagram. It was one of those two services that have like the little short videos. And I've seen him, kidding around with it on one of the services.
Yeah.
But I haven't checked it out yet. I've never even used the Yo app, which it's funny when I was reading about it. I was like, it's kind of a dumb thing to do. Then I thought about it. I was like, it's kind of cool just to go back, and then you can kind of like embed like links within the Yo, or however you say it. And so
my Yos, I have the Yo app too, and so my Yos right now, I only get Yos when like there's a BuzzFeed story that might be of interest to me or something like that. No one else sends them anymore. Like everyone, I think a lot of people deleted it, but in the beginning everyone was sent, especially Brad Tech Webcast. We were going back and forth, yo, so
I love how you even refer to him like that. That's like it's his actual name.
Like that's his name. What do you call him, Christopher?
I just call him Brad.
You just call him Brad?
Yeah.
It's funny. I call him Brad Tech Webcast. It's so funny. Mike yesterday, there's a friend of ours. Shout out to Mike. I know he's not listening. But Mike, make him listen. He has to listen. When his phone wasn't working and all of a sudden started working, I get this text, and it's this one text that just says Tech Webcast. and it just he's so funny. Anyway, so Christopher, you have a pick.
Yeah, I have a pretty cool pick called Workflow. Workflow is like, if you ever use Automator on a Mac, it's just basically what it sounds like. It's simplifying a workflow to accomplish a task without having to jump through hoops. It'll just automate that task for you. And let me actually open it up and look at it real quick. I'll be brief.
This is for iOS?
Yeah, it's for iPhone only.
Okay.
It's $2.99. It is iPhone and iPad, and I assume iPod Touch as well. So you got things like you got action extensions, you got clipboard extensions, sharing extensions. Basically, like the sharing one.
Really?
What you could do is, what's really cool about this is, on Twitter, maybe like a week ago, right before I went out of town, it's a little over a week ago, I was like on iTunes at my desk right here, and I was like, man, I wish I could tweet the song that I'm listening to. And I have no idea why people would want to tweet the song they listen to, but I remember Apple used to allow that. It had a little button in there. You could tweet the current song that you were listening to.
Yeah.
And they removed that, I think, with... it was in Mountain Lion, so it was either Mavericks or Yosemite that it was gone in. But actually, this app, you could actually tweet the song that you're listening to on your iPhone or your iPad.
That's fun.
You can do the same thing with Instagram. You can tweet it. It'll grab the album artwork. You could put, like a 15-second bit of the music in there with a little embed like a little player in there. You've got cross posting, so if I take a picture or whatever, or 5 pictures, you can do multiple. I don't think there's a limit on it, but if I want to send it out to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, all at the same time, I can go ahead and do that. You can you have the little post box when you send out to multiple places, so you can either enable that or disable it. So if I want to add a comment to the picture that I'm adding, the little box will pop up for each service, and you can type it in. You can do things like tweet the current link in Safari on your iOS device if you wanted to do that. Same with Facebook. It's so much stuff in there. I'd be here all day.
Do you have to open up Workflow in order to do all of this, or does it somehow integrate with the rest of the apps automatically?
Yeah, well, it's got there's a couple of apps on iOS. One is called Drafts. It's kind of similar to it. Then you have I think it's Launch Center or something. I don't remember the name of it. I don't use that app, or Launchpad or Launch Center, but I don't use that on the iPhone. But I have Drafts, which is kind of similar to that. There's another one called Python Nista, and there's another one called is it Editorial. You could kind of do some of the similar stuff where you're doing these little workflows. But what's neat about the workflow one is it simplifies it. It's got all these colorful little things, and it's basically just drag and drop. You can say, like a document, you say, get notes from Evernote and tweet them, or get notes from this app right here, this picture from here, and send it to here. And it's basically just tap it. And it's kind of cool because you can actually create like an app for your iPhone. So I have one on here that is a QR reader, or what is it called? The little QR code. Yeah, the little QR code reader. So, the iPhone doesn't do that. Like, the Android ones, you can just kind of wave the camera at it. Well, the iPhone's not like that. So now I have a little button on my home screen. I just tap it, and it opens up a little QR reader. So I can just, I don't even have to download anything from the App Store. It just builds it right in the Workflow app.
No way.
Puts a little icon on there. Yeah, you can do all kind of things. I can have one like to tweet the song. There's more than that. I mean, there's a ton. I mean, there's like 150 different extensions that are built in here, workflows that are built in here.
I just found out that I could change the backlight color on my keyboard. I'm amazed.
That is nice, actually.
This is crazy.
That's pretty. I'm sure it looks good. So this is actually, I do see, Christopher, is also for iOS, iPad as well.
Yep, it's iPad and iPhone.
That's awesome.
Universal.
And it looks like right now it's 40% off.
I paid $2.99 for it. I don't know if it's on
it's
sale.
Still $2.99. Okay, but it says launch special, 40% off for a limited time. So I guess $2.99 is the 40% off cost. It reminds me kind of Tasker for Android, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, it's amazing that this is even on the iPhone is what I'm most impressed about. Like, Apple, they really upped it, trying to compete with opening up iOS a little bit, even though I guess in the last few days there have been a few apps, Drafts being one of them, where they've had to remove some of the features from the widget portion of iOS to where the app doesn't work with the widgets anymore. I think that was just a few days ago.
I like that widget portion, by the way. I enjoy that. I like it a lot.
Mine has cluttered. I had a ton of stuff in there.
I deleted a bunch.
Yeah, I had to delete a bunch of them and just get the important stuff.
Yeah.
Because I was scrolling for days. At that point, I might as well just open the app because it's quicker.
Yeah.
To what I'm doing.
Did you put the Evernote one in there? Are you still using Evernote a lot?
Yeah, I use Evernote, but I don't have that in the widget. The only thing I have in widget is Day One, and then the stocks, and then Wall Street Journal News.
All right. I have. Let me see what I have in my widgets. I have. Wait a minute. Now I can't even find where I'm going here. Who's this person?
Hey, I wanted to make a comment real quick too about the workflow.
No. Somebody just sent me a message out of the blue.
The hell is this person?
Yeah, I'm like, who's this guy? I just have calendar, countdown, Evernote, Swarm, so I can check in. My LinkedIn thing that shows me who's viewed me today, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and, I just got a notification from your mother the other day.
That she viewed you?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, dead serious.
What in the world? How does she even find you on there?
I don't know.
That's creepy. Oh my gosh. Anyway. I was going to view you to build up your thing. Sorry, Christopher, you're going to say something else about workflow.
I just wanted to say one thing that you can't do in workflow that you can do in drafts, you can do it, but just not within the app. And that's actually create, like they have all the workflows or actions already built into the app. There's like over 150 of them. Whereas like drafts, you can actually write your own. But what you can do, a little workaround for that, is you can write them in drafts and then import them into the workflow app. So if you know Python, whatever, you can kind of create your own little action or quick launch thing for the iPhone, right on the iPhone, or iPad. So it's kind of neat, really cool, and it's $2.99. And I don't know, it's easily my favorite app that I played with in a long time.
I haven't used Python in almost 10 years.
We were just talking about that yesterday, I think.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah. I think I'm going to buy this app.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. It's really cool. It's fun. And if you actually go to Twitter, I put a link on my website. You can see a bunch of searches for this app. There's, just thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands probably tweets for this workflows or whatever.
It has great ratings, 393 4+ ratings. So
Yep.
I just bought it. I have all this iTunes credit. I have all the iTunes credit. I need to use it. So,
And I have one more tip too. You can go to, if you have a Costco, you can get a $100 iTunes card for like $80.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so whatever. I bought 2 of them a few weeks ago and paid like $160 for it. So
That's awesome. That's really good. That's a great
Yeah, that is
deal.
really cool.
Yeah, it is. It is a good deal. And Andrew, did you figure something out?
So yeah,
Really? You did?
well, yeah, yes and no. I'm looking through my apps right now because I'm like, I gotta have downloaded whoops, sorry. That was you, Chris. Stop.
I hate the follow button. Yeah.
I'm trying to look through my apps to see if I have anything new, but I really don't have anything new. I just downloaded Uber because I'm looking forward to using that soon.
Did you do the Sprint credit with that? When you sign up your account?
Is it just like the code you have to put in when you register?
Yeah, don't register yet. Use the
Okay. Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, use the link that I'll send it again to you. So Sprint is doing a promotion where if people don't have it yet, they can get a $20 credit before the end of the year to use towards Uber.
And then I have this neat little app that I use called Twilight. I guess is relatively new. What it does is it reduces the blue light on your phone, and it kind of syncs it up with the sun.
Oh.
So it's, apparently blue light keeps you awake.
Oh, no kidding.
It kind of sucks because all the LEDs on my computer system are blue.
Yeah.
Which, not anymore, because I found out I could just change it. Which
Evidently you can, yeah. That's funny.
But, yeah, it's a pretty cool app. So it syncs up with your local daylight cycle. It'll reduce the blue light on your phone screen, depending on the time of day. But, other than that, I don't really have any big apps that are new. I just started using Glimpse again when I went to North Carolina with you because that was extremely useful.
That was useful.
But again, it's not really new. So
No. Well, no, Twilight is new. I have not heard of that, so that's a good one to check out. Is that free, or do you remember, did it cost a fee?
I don't think so. I don't really notice that much anymore because of I just pay with my apps with the surveys. If I want an app, I'll just pay for it. I don't really care.
I love that, the surveys that we get and the free money.
I just had one that was almost $1 the other night.
Yeah, 90 cents. That was awesome. Yeah. So, okay, well, cool. So Twilight. So we'll put that in the show notes, and we'll link to that. And that's it, you guys. Yeah. So I guess we might as well wrap it up. Yeah, that's a wrap.
It was good being back.
It's been too long, definitely. We need to get back on the regular schedule and doing it every week. So.
Well, we're looking forward to maybe within the next week or two doing a calling back some of the best guests of 2014. Hopefully we're good with that. We got to contact a few of them and see if we can get them on. That'd be fun.
Yeah, definitely. I'll get to working on that this week, and you can too. And we'll call a few of the guys back and bring them back. I think it'd be a lot of fun to get them back on the show. And
I really want to get Mish back on the show. He was fun as hell.
He was awesome. He's one of my favorite ones that we had on. So that'll be awesome. A lot of fun.
I'll harass him as much as I can. I know how he doesn't like to check his Skype, so.
No, yeah, definitely message him on Facebook and get him back on. Yeah. So, well, let's, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up. So, if Andrew, can you tell people, I always ask you this, I know you're not too active on Twitter, but you're getting more active on Twitter. So
I am, ever since that Facebook Messenger crash a couple days ago where I didn't have it for 8 hours, and they still haven't released any sort of word as to why.
No, they never said why, no. But
That's the weirdest thing.
It was strange. I know you need your social fix, so it's good to see you on Twitter. So.
Oh my God, I didn't think I'd go that crazy, but I was going nuts.
It was funny.
So yeah, my Twitter is the Cobblecat, TheCobblecat.
Okay.
My Google Plus. Do they have Google Plus URLs? Because I don't have them.
They do. You can select one.
Huh. So I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah, you'll have to create one. Yeah, because mine is like google.com/plus Jennifer Ruggiero, like the plus symbol Jennifer Ruggiero.
Yeah, I never did that, I guess.
Yeah, they don't let you pick. They'll assign one to you because I wanted iCrizzo to match everything else that I have every social service I have has the same URL except Google Plus. So
What do you have for a plus?
my name, and I don't want it. I wanted iCrizo. That's all I wanted, like, because that's what I use everywhere. It's easy just to say, hey, go to, at iCrizo or plus iCrizo or fb.com/iCrizo.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, here, you got to go plus, and then I don't know. It's just, I don't know, whatever.
Did you see where you can put your nickname on there now?
Yeah, I have my nickname on there.
Yeah.
I believe it just says Crizo up there at the top.
Yeah, I saw that too. And then on Facebook too, I have it on there as well. Yeah.
You don't have to use your real name on Google Plus any longer, right?
I don't know. I'm using mine still because I don't want to get rid of the verified name status.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I think
afraid.
you can change your name on Google Plus now. They won't keep you off. I guess they're trying to, keep people from leaving, I guess. So.
Yeah, I don't want to risk it and lose my verified name thing.
I think I actually have 2 Google Pluses.
Do you?
I don't know if my other one got deleted, but yeah, from my old Gmail address that I don't use anymore.
Oh, I thought that one was gone since you
But
deleted
then-
that account.
It's possible. I don't know, but when I made that Outlook address, I linked it to Google, so I got that Google Plus account through my Outlook address.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. That's what I added you to the show notes with today. Was that account?
Yeah.
Your Outlook one. Yeah. So, and Christopher, where can people find you online? You already kind of mentioned on iCrizo.
Twitter.com/iCrizo.
All
That's
right.
the best place, my favorite place.
All right, cool. And for me, it's I'm Jay Ruggiero everywhere. Yeah, Jay Ruggiero is everywhere. Or JenniferRuggiero.com. And for the show, you can find us online at Get Nerdy. Excuse me, my gosh, I don't know why I'm coughing. GetNerdyWithIt.com. We're also on Facebook and Google Plus and Twitter. All of our links are on our website, GetNerdyWithIt.com. And please subscribe to us in iTunes. And if you use Stitcher Radio, we're on there. Spreaker, SoundCloud,
iHeartRadio.
Yeah, everywhere. So, and
the
we have
Android and iOS apps, too.
That's right, the Android and iOS apps. So check those out. And we will talk with you next week. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Get Nerdy With It. Join us each week as we interview nerds talking about their passions.
Oh, nerds.
And be sure to visit us at GetNerdyWithIt.com.